Hello, truckers, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator with Realistic Economy. We're in Joplin, Missouri, and we are on our way to Subtropolis. That's the underground area to pick up a load. We're going over, actually, I think, wait, did I know it's Kansas. I don't know if I'm going to Pittsburgh, Kansas, or Colby, Kansas. I want to say it's Colby, Kansas, but go pick up our load. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. We are doing an external contract. Wait for this gate to get... No. Brakes. I do need some fuel at some point, but there is no fuel stop on the way, so... we'll have to see if we can find one at some point. I'm sure we will. I would like an ease of access fuel area because this is going to be an articulated setup that we're hauling. It's a heavy scraper that we're going to be delivering to Colby, Kansas. The money's up to almost $100,000, which is good because we got that garage in Seattle, and it would be nice to finally get a truck in there. I say finally. It's been a couple days since in-game since we bought the garage in Seattle. But it would be nice to get a truck in there and actually get it up and going. See how today's drive goes. Had a couple mishaps last time. One mishap, which I saw when I edited the video, if you remember, in last episode, I stopped at a weigh station and I got fined when I left. Yeah, I think I was too quick on hitting the button on weighing my truck, inspecting. It never happened, so that's why I got fined. And then about a minute later, when I left the weigh station, and I still don't know what happened there, it's like my truck ran... I kind of leaped in the air a little bit. I'm not sure what it was, but luckily my truck did actually take a little bit of damage. Not a whole lot, I think 1%. Not really sure what happened there, but we'll see how today goes anyways. So from Missouri to Kansas, that much I do know. I'm trying to picture where a trailer like this would be underground. I may not even be going underground. It could be outside of the entrance to the mine. Not too sure. Let's check in here. Does it matter? Okay, no, these are just for the gates. Don't think I hit the button here. I'm not going to be driving through that. Alright, so my trailer, I don't know where it is, actually. Hang on a second. Let's put on the parking brake. And can we look at the map and see closer where it's going to be? It's showing me over there. So if I go to the right, and then to the right again, that should get me close up to where I should be able to see where my trailer is. Am I going to be going underground? I don't think so. Or I might be. If you've been watching my channel, watching live streams, oh, we are going underground. Cool. Of course, I've been playing a lot of Roadcraft, so a lot of different kind of driving styles from that game to this game. So hopefully I do all right. Ooh, it got dark there, quick there, just for a second. I see my trailer. And there she be. I'm not sure if I was supposed... I don't think I was supposed to go in where I just did. But luckily we can do. Love how you can hear the echo of the safety beacon or beeper as we back up inside the cave. All right, so 86,200 pounds. Yep, Colby, Kansas, where we're going. I'm going to get paid 4,127 if everything goes well. Let's move forward. I think I can go just straight out here. Can I? No, if I go straight, that's going to bring me out to... That's not going to get me out the way I want to go. I want to go out. I should be able to make these corners. Yeah, it says exit right here. Just take it easy. Should be able to get around that corner. Oh, I got plenty of room. Cindy, we got plenty of room. No worries. Now I just got to get to the exit of Subtropolis, and we can get on the road. And hopefully find a fuel station relatively soon-ish. Yeah, so if we get up to around 160,000, but that won't be today. If that does, it'll be like the best day ever I've had in ATS on the Realistic Economy series. But once we get to around 160, whatever it is, then we'll look about getting our truck in Seattle. Once we do get on the road, we'll start talking about a couple of news information we can go over. Things that'll be happening in ATS in the future. Some things in the near future, other things in the distant future. Actually, I think I was supposed to turn actually more back there. I got a nice little lawn sprinkler there to water the grass. When I get out here, let's have a look at the map and see about fuel. So it's going to be a 556-mile trip, about 9.5 hours, but I'm going to say probably closer to 10, because, you know, external contracts and all. And let me pop it in neutral. All right, let's see here. Where is... Well, I mean, I was hoping for something right on the interstate right away, but I know I've gone past a few on the side road, but really nothing right on the interstate. Well, I'm going to mark this one right here. Actually, let me dip that on. You know, we'll just mark that like that and figure it out then. How many miles is that? 60 miles. I could probably go further than that, but you know what? I am due for some fuel, and I don't want to get stuck between fuel stations. I mean, I don't want to pass one just because I'm trying to extend my fuel a little bit further. That'd be not the wise thing to do. I mean, 60 miles I should be able to go. I don't even have the low fuel indicator as of yet. And it looks like it's going to be mostly interstate on the way, which is nice. So, a couple things. News-wise, patch 1.55. Yeah, 1.55. The newer Cascadia is going to have some more features coming to it, some more accessories that we can get inside the game, which is going to be good. But the bigger news, as I'm recording, well, if you watch this when it goes live, I'm recording it the night before. It was announced, at least on Steam, and SES did put out a short YouTube video, which I did not watch. But they have announced another state they're going to be releasing, and that's going to be South Dakota. is now next on. Well, when I say next on the list, it's the next one on the current list that they already have. So South Dakota will be coming probably in the next, well, in about a year's time, I would say. Because how many states we got left before we get there? We got, is it Iowa that should be next? Then Louisiana, then Illinois, and now South Dakota, if I have that correct, in the order that they were announced. So that's pretty cool. Speaking of South Dakota, though, now being next on the list, I was talking about when I updated the coast-to-coast map to where the Dakotas were done over. I've been told by a few people that the Dakotas are not done over. So, I don't know. So that's why I'm not really headed up to the Dakotas. We're kind of still going that general direction. I wouldn't have gotten there today no matter what. So I figured, now let's just take an external contract and we'll go get ourselves over to Kansas, and then maybe next time we'll go up into maybe as far north as Nebraska. And then maybe after that we can kind of venture into the Dakotas and see if it's done over. But I'm not sure if it has been. I always like when I get told yes and also get told no on a question. It gets to the point of, well, I guess that's the only way to really know is to go find out for yourself. But again, as you know, that won't be today. We're going to Colby, Kansas. We should be there somewhere around 5 o'clock, but being a heavy load, I'm not going to be able to get the top speed as well and all that stuff. But as I said in last episode, I'm not driving from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. anymore, which is the 11 hours drive time, which a trucker can usually drive before they have to take a break. We're just driving while the sun is up, give or take. So I'm basically now just taking a load that roughly will last me a usual 11 hours if I go until 8 o'clock. So I'm driving 14 hours. You can see at the bottom, I don't have the fatigue turned on anymore. I turned that off. Speaking about off, this is where our exit is. We've already gone the 60 miles. That's my horn. I was looking for the Jake brake. Coming in hot. Well, I'm pulling out in front of that car over there, but when you got a low like this, sometimes you just got to say, you know what, I'm coming out, and you guys just got to give me some space. And like heck, I'm going to be driving this shortcut that's marked here. I'm going to get right back on the interstate. We'll pick kind of the farthest one, well, kind of one in the middle, I guess. Alright, so what is fuel going for in... Actually, I don't know what... If we're actually in... I'm not sure what state we're in. I don't know if we're in Missouri or if we're in Oklahoma right now. But the fuel is $3.30 per gallon. So I took 158 gallons, so I'm guessing I had 42 gallons left. I think these are 200-gallon tanks. Seatbelt. All right, seatbelt's locked. Yeah, technically, where am I? Oh, no, we're still in Missouri. We're not quite into... Actually, it would be Kansas. I thought it was actually going to be sneaking into Oklahoma and then into there. But, yep, all right. All good. full tank of fuel. I didn't even bother checking, but I'm glad that it was awfully close, but yeah, the load just barely got under the roof. Now we're going to go back to the interstate, and hopefully GPS will recorrect itself. So I don't want to be going through all the towns, all the stop signs, stop lights. Especially with a load like this. Alrighty. Yeah, tire trailer made it around the corner. No problems. Now I just need to merge. And with no traffic coming up behind us, which is always nice, just slide it on over. I do like hauling the heavy loads. It's just disappointing when I get to my destination. I don't have a way to backball. I probably could find a way to back it in, but I think the way the game sets it up, it's kind of impossible where the parking space is to try to back in. But you know, it would take me probably a million tries to back up a trailer like this nice and straight. Because there's actually, what, 3 sections of the trailer? So that's a lot of pivot points. There, we hit 65, which, as we know, external contracts, it's the max speed we can go. So we'll set the cruise control. Again, I'm just doing more and more external contracts because on my World of Truck profile, there's achievements on that, and the only 2 achievements I don't have currently both have to do with external contracts. That's just a loan payment. That's normal. Everyone, you know, take it easy. 6,012, same as usual. But the 2 achievements I got left to do is, I think one's called To the Moon, and that is just driving the distance as far as the moon is from Earth. So I'm more than halfway there. And then the other one, I don't think I play enough or did enough external contracts in my early days. I want to say it's 1 million. I think it might be 1 million kilometers that you have to drive doing external contracts. And I think that comes out to be like 650,000-ish miles. It's been a while since I looked at that achievement because I figured, well, the moon is closer than that. So once I get the moon achievement done, then I'll start looking at how much further I got to drive to get the other achievement done. Oh, goody. We got a weigh station coming up. So since I'm oversized, they are going to pull me in. Alright, today I want to make sure I'm not going to even bother trying doing a rolling stop, because with this big of a load it's kind of challenging, and plus when you got trucks in front of you also makes it hard. But I'll make sure I hit the button while I'm, you know, at least 3 miles an hour or slower. I think I did try, and this is going back when I think I was driving a Volvo. I was trying to get it to where when I pulled in for an inspection that the truck was so bad that I got fined, and I don't think I ever got that far. And of course it was mostly tire wear that was my problem. Sorry to the cars behind me, but I had to merge on over here. They understand. You think they would understand. And also in the last week, I think SES did a little bit of a show of the state of Iowa, meaning they live streamed a little bit of them driving around the state of Iowa. So I don't know how far off, maybe another month and a half, possibly. I mean, it does seem like Missouri just came out a little while ago, but it's actually been 2 months already. So that's... Oh man, how time goes by quickly these days. I've said it once, I'll say it many times, and I'm going to say it right now. It's amazing that when you're waiting for something to come, it seems like it takes forever. But when you look back on it, yeah, it goes by pretty quickly. Am I going... I think I am going up here. Just have a look at the GPS, because one side said Kansas, and I'm going to Kansas. That's pretty vague. I mean, Kansas is a big area. Where I should be looking at what cities are next on my list I'm driving through. Let me just have a look here. All right, so Topeka. I'm going through Topeka next. So the signs that say Topeka, that's where I need to be. Each of us have our own lane. We do, so don't have to bother looking at traffic. Oh, speed limit's only 45 through here? And that might be a cop 2 cars in front of us on the right-hand side when I was the first car on the right-hand lane ahead of us. I am going to the left. Topeka, to the left. Is it a 2-lane exit or just a 1-lane exit? I better get over. Just in case. And because it did so, that means it was a 2-lane exit. Ooh, am I going over the speed? Okay, I was going over the speed limit there for a second. I think I want to go west. I know I want to go west, but I didn't know if I wanted this west route. The other way was north and south. I'm like, nah, I think I think it was all westbound for us. Am I going through a toll area? I want the one I just drive on through. Ticket lane. I don't know if I'm doing this correct. Start of toll road. So I don't have to go over there. I don't want a ticket. I do got one of those blue sensors in the top center of the windshield, so I don't know if that's what they're scanning, but I don't know if you really need one of those for that to work or not. Alright, set the cruise control again because we're going to be on here for a bit. Let me get my big butt back into the right-hand side lane. Alright, so 340 miles left to go. I'm just going to take a quick look to see. So, Junction City, Hayes. So, Junction City, Hayes, and then we're right into Colby. Yeah, looks like I'm staying right on this interstate all the way through. I think I'm going to the right, though. Please tell me it's a 2-lane going to the right. It is. It's not a fine, just paying the toll. They automatically take out of your bank account. How nice of them. Alright, I think no traffic over there, Cindy. She says we're good. I am speeding, but speed limit 60, I'm doing 65, so I'm safe-ish from getting a ticket. Well, I can see why they want us to slow down because there is a slight corner here. Actually, you know, I'm just speculating here, but a good time to release Iowa would be the 4th of July weekend. So another month. I don't think they usually announce a date until about at least 2 weeks before they plan on releasing it. And of course now, like always, when a state gets released, I'll be streaming that day, driving around that particular state. Try to cover as much of the cities that we can. Oh goody, another way station. Different state, so they wanna see what I'm up to. A tiny little way station. Think I'm on his scale with him. Alright, let's work our way up through the gears, get ourselves back up to speed. Yeah, that car was thinking about not letting me in there for a second. But since I had my direction light on, they were kind enough to let us in. Yeah, it's not always traffic is cleared out for you when you come out of a way station or entering onto the interstate. Must be going slightly uphill, but visually that's what it looks like. Hey, we hit over 100 grand once again. Yeah, our trucking company is doing pretty darn good compared to the early days. A couple of episodes ago when we bought the garage in Seattle, I think I was down to like $1,000. I think last time we checked, we're making about 400 grand a week, something like that. Of course, that one's always going to fluctuate a little bit. All depends on when drivers get to where they're going. Like I said, that number should always be going up as your drivers improve. I think there were cops up on the bridge up on top doing radar. Tricky. Yeah, and also we're getting more drivers as we go along. So originally I was thinking about this when I started the series. I mentioned this before about having like 20, 25 drivers or so. But now that we're kind of looking about having a garage in every state, and there's 5 drivers per garage, we're talking, what, 240 drivers at the end? If it's just the lower 48. So 48 states. Unless they happen to add Hawaii and Alaska somehow. But I say, why not expand it even more? Just into the continental U.S. Because it is called American Truck Simulator, so you can say, well, North American, I guess. So you could add Canada, Mexico, and then of course if you're going to add Mexico, you know, all the way down through that down into South America. That might be stretching it quite a ways, though, because, you know, it's going to take a while just to do the continental U.S. But they do seem to be pushing out the states faster and faster. I know some people say it takes forever, but in the early days of ATS, it took almost a year just to get a state out, and now we're getting like 4 a year. Maybe 3 3 a year, but it seems like 4 a year almost. And really, when they get to the northeast of the U.S., where I live, a lot of the states are so small, they're probably going to, you know, like Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, they'll probably put that as a one package deal and just call it like New England. Maybe they'll even add Massachusetts and Connecticut, Rhode Island together. So you can get like 5 states in one go. It'll be interesting to see what happens when they finally do reach all the 48 states. But that's going to be a handful of years down the road. Speaking of down the road, yeah, we're 170 miles out now from our destination, Colby, Kansas. And if I don't have to stop at any more way stations, it should be smooth sailing. It should be just us cruising on this interstate all the way through. Looks like a beautiful day here driving through Kansas. Unlike where it was where I live in real life today, it was just very dark and gray and rained steadily all throughout the day. Which rain is something that we don't really need here right now. I have a little stream that runs through my backyard, and usually at the end of winter through spring and early summer, that stream is running. But usually when it gets to summer, if you go out there, there's no water above ground, but if you listen closely, you can kind of hear it running underground. And all the way still here into June, the water has gone over the banks a few times. We've been getting plenty of rain. Making it real difficult to go out and do yard work. Got some hay bales over there. That's what I assume that is, hay bales, because it's in a grass field. Nice to see those drivers bringing it in. I say big bucks. I mean, $5 grand on realistic economy sounds really good. Remember the early days, like our drivers, the first couple of those they brought in were like a couple $100. I think a couple of our drivers have done $10,000 loads now. Oh yeah, I just realized I'm only 100 miles out and I have not taken a screenshot for the thumbnail. And there's not much out here by Colby, Kansas where it's a good scenic shot. Probably should have thought about that early on when I was going through like Kansas City and all that. Of course, if you clicked on the video, you've already seen the thumbnail. I have no idea what it's going to be. Looks like it might be a plain Jane one, if you will. In some ways, the good thing about external contracts where I can only do 65 and I'm on an interstate with a speed limit of 75, I can pretty much just sit in the right-hand lane, set the cruise control, and I don't have to worry about me trying to pass people. Well, I don't say worry about passing them, but, you know, keep looking like I got to get in that lane, go around and get back in the right-hand lane. I'm the slowpoke. Just sit in the right-hand lane and just march forward. That's all I got to do. When I do get to Colby, though, we are going to Hitachi. I got an idea of a couple of the way the Hitachi store areas look like. And if it's the smaller one, is this going to be kind of rough getting around the corner to enter into the Hitachi? And there's not much room to get yourself straight before you got to get in the parking spot. That's what I'm thinking of. Looks like all of our drivers are getting done at the same time here. But we are up to 120,000. As for the trucks that we buy for the Seattle garage, like every other garage, we just buy whatever the local dealership is there. Those are the trucks that we buy for our drivers. And we try to buy a decent truck for them so that way they can do the heavy hauls. Well, heavier hauls. And yes, it does matter the trucks that you buy for your drivers. That was confirmed by SCS a long time ago, years ago. So if you just say, it doesn't matter, just buy the cheapest truck possible, well, yeah, they're still going to do deliveries, but they may not take certain loads and earn you more cash. But I mean, if you're playing the game without any economy mod like I am, you're making enough cash as it is, so why not buy your driver a decent truck? Now, originally on this series here, I was buying the cheapest trucks. But once the money was coming in at a decent rate, we upgraded the trucks a little bit. So everyone's driving a truck that's probably worth at least $130,000 to like $170,000, depending on the brand and what I felt like giving them that particular day. Some of them are driving trucks that are worth $220,000, $250,000 because they were the ones I were driving. But every time I go buy a brand new truck for myself to swap out, just to keep it interesting for ourselves, the truck I drive gets put into a garage somewhere for a new driver, and they take it. I try at this point now to swap out trucks like every 3 or 4 months, which ends up being like about 12, 15 episodes / live streams. That's what I try to do. We got this truck when Missouri came out, so I've had this for 2 months. So I don't know, maybe when Iowa comes out, we'll look at maybe swapping out. I don't know. I feel like I just got in this truck, honestly. After all that yammering, we have reached Colby. Yeah, nothing spectacular about that photo, but we are at our destination. Gotta take a picture of the load somewhere. Good news is I'm right next to a fuel area, so we can go top off right after we drop this off. Some cotton harvesters, which I just did some cotton harvesting on the Dark Forest map in FS25. see my drop-off point. And it might be kind of hard to get this straight in here because they put that ramp right there. It's going to be straight enough. Yeah, looks like it will be. Alright. Park and brake. Turn off the engine, decouple. You know the routine. So pretty smooth delivery. And you know right where I'm driving to. Right back to that fuel station. We'll top off with diesel. Got a combine right there. Might be doing a farm delivery next time. Let's pull up right next to this dude. I wanted to get out and talk to him, but apparently it wanted nothing to do with me coming on up. So the diesel fuel was $3.31 in Missouri, and it's $3.30 in Missouri, and it's $3.31 here in Kansas. Ah, well, this person just pulled up beside us. Again, all the sounds you hear are from the sound pack. Again, the mods that I use, you should be able to find in the description below. I don't use that many mods anymore. Probably about 10 mods is all I really use. And a lot of them, well, I don't want to say a lot of them, but like a couple of them are like engine pack mods, which I may not be running currently, or some other things as well. Let's go ahead and see what we're doing. Yeah, we're making $450,000 a week now, which is great. If I do those services, truck dealers, just to be curious. So in Seattle, Seattle is Kenworth. Think that is expected, because isn't Kenworth kind of made in Seattle, or am I mistaken on that? I think there is a factory for Kenworth in Seattle, so that's what they'll be getting. $125,000. I could actually buy a truck, but I don't think it's going to be a decent enough truck. It's $116,000. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to add too much to it. 370 horse. So yeah, we'll wait a little bit more. I think since they're Kenworths, when they get up to 150, so maybe next time, depending on how much money we make overnight, we'll be getting our first truck in Seattle up and going. As for, like I said, we got 2 garages in Colorado. I think I'm going to sell the one in Alamosa. But yeah, that's going to be a whole shifting of drivers. So when it comes time for that, we'll look into it, but not much of a rush. But any hoozles, if you're wondering exactly where we are, not familiar with the states at all, Colby, Kansas. Let me scroll back as far back as I can scroll. But we're pretty much right in the center of the U.S. This is South Dakota, by the way, if you're wondering. That's the one that was announced just recently, today or yesterday, somewhere around there. But that's South Dakota right there. I think Iowa, which is the next state, I do believe, because it's the one that's showcasing on a live stream this past week. That's Iowa. And then it should be Louisiana, which is right here. And then, of course, it'll be Illinois, which is right here. And then South Dakota. So that's currently the states that are announced what will be coming out. And, of course, everything to our left, a.k.a. the West, is already been released. But, yeah, there's that. So, me and Cindy are going to get out and stretch your legs like always. Where we will go, I have no idea what there is to see around here. I mean, there's a field over there, but there's no cows or anything to go say hello to, so we'll just wander around here. And not even a shopping place for Sydney to go to. But it looks like a good walking around here. Anyways, I'm just rambling on at this point. I appreciate you getting all the way through the video. If you're still here and you haven't done so, that thumbs up button does more than you know. Thumbs down button, you know where that is too. And if you're new here, that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss out more content like this. But that's going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in American Truck Simulator with realistic economy. But until then, have a good one.